Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So I'm going to give a Dhamma talk on loving kindness. Loving kindness in Buddhism is a very important concept, and it is a duty. It is a duty for monks, and it is a duty for lay people as well. So if you do not practice loving kindness, then you actually miss out on your duty. The Buddha especially speaks of loving kindness among lay people themselves, among monks and nuns themselves, among monks, among nuns, and then also between the lay people and monks, and from monks toward the lay people. The Buddha has explained that there are 7 ways, 7 reasons why the Buddha's teachings will disappear. And all of them are from inside the Buddha's community, the community of the Buddha's students. It is never from outside. So what are the 7 reasons because of which the Buddha's teachings will disappear? First, when laymen, when monks, nuns, laymen, laywomen do not have respect towards the Buddha, when they do not have respect towards the Buddha's teachings, Dhamma, when they do not have respect towards the community of the monks, of the enlightened people especially, the Sangha, when they do not have respect towards the rules, which the commentary explains means that they do not follow the rules. So respecting the rules without following them is ridiculous. Respecting the rules means following them. That is the decision of the great masters. Unfortunately, this is an information that many great masters, even in the Buddhist countries, miss, and they don't know that. Then fifth is disrespect towards concentration. When people start to say, oh, jhanas are not needed, jhanas are dangerous, that is disrespect for jhanas. That's disrespect towards concentration, and that is one of the reasons why the Buddha's teachings will disappear. The 6th reason is disrespect towards vipassana, here specifically mindfulness, but the Buddha explains mindfulness is vipassana. So mindfulness in the Buddha's interpretation is mindfulness of the body, of feelings, of the mind, and of the various phenomena. And number 7, disrespect to each other. So it is very important that we have respect towards each other, that we consider each other as a human being, as a living being, as someone who needs happiness, who needs peace, and who needs to be understood well. So we respect each other, we respect each other's basic rights, and we do not violate those basic rights, right? Such as right for life, right for one's own possessions, and so on. So those rights, of course, are then obvious from the 5 precepts, but we may probably talk about that later. Then we have loving kindness from lay people toward monks and from monks toward lay people. So in Singalovada Sutta, the Buddha explains that this one that I explained, Kimila Sutta. So what I just now explained is coming from Kimila Sutta. Kimila Sutta is a sutta that appears again and again and again in our scriptures. There are so many Kimila Suttas. You will find Kimila Sutta in Anguttara Nikaya chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7. I'm talking about the Kimila Sutta from Anguttara Nikaya chapter 7. You will find 5 of those 7 points also in the Saddhamma Dhamma Patirupaka Sutta. And that appears in the Samyutta Nikaya. You can Google these very easily. So in Singalovada Sutta, which is in Digha Nikaya, and that's the basic sutta where the Buddha explains how to live a happy and successful lay life. In Singalovada Sutta, at the end, we learn the duties from lay people toward monks and from monks toward lay people. So lay people have 5 duties toward monks, and monks have 6 duties toward lay people. So 5 duties of lay people toward monks. Number 1, thinking about monks with loving kindness. Number 2, talking with monks with loving kindness. Number 3, action, the bodily behavior, we could say behavior toward monks with loving kindness. Then the 4th, now I don't remember which one is 4th, which one is 5th. Anyway, the 4th is not closing the door. So this has 2 meanings. One, when the monk is coming for alms round and the lay people close the door because they don't want to give anything to the monk, then that is also not okay. We will actually learn this meaning not from this sutta, but we will learn it from Parabhava Sutta in Sutta Nipata. So it is actually mentioned, although the explanation in the commentaries for this 4th point is only the 2nd meaning, and that is that when the lay people decide to donate something to the monks, then they need to fulfill that decision. So they do not cut off their, after deciding to donate, they should not change their mind. Interestingly, the Parabhava Sutta in Sutta Nipata mentions both of the meanings. 5, that is support the monks with what they need, the necessities, requisites, namely the food, robes, shelter, and medicine. So these are the 5 duties coming from lay people toward monks. And there are 6 duties from monks toward lay people. So number 1 is to encourage lay people to do what is good. Number 2, discourage lay people from doing what is bad. Number 3, pervade them with loving kindness. Number 4, teach them the correct Dhamma that they already know so that they are well established in it and can remember it well. Number 5, teach them the correct Dhamma that they have not heard yet. Number 6, show them the path to heaven. Literally show them the path to heaven. So these are the 6 duties of monks toward lay people. So here you can see that both from lay people toward monks, it is very important that they have loving kindness toward monks. And from monks toward lay people, again, monks have the duty to radiate loving kindness to lay people. So what is actually loving kindness? What do we do in loving kindness? In loving kindness, I see that there are 2 meanings on how to radiate loving kindness in the scriptures. The scriptures do not seem to mention that there are 2 meanings. Simply, there is one meaning, and another text, there is another meaning. So the first meaning that comes from the Buddha himself is love all living beings, regardless whether they are tall, short, far, near, enlightened, non-enlightened, and so on, as if they were mother's only child. So that's one meaning given by the Buddha himself. And we have second meaning, not 7, second. And the second meaning is allowing, permitting, radiating the peace that we have achieved to the other beings. So basically sharing with them the peace that we have. There's no explanation of mother and child. But we can see there that there is a big difference. Now, first of all, the problem with mother loving her child is that monks are not women, and most of them do not have a child. So how can ever monks understand what it means for a mother to love her only child? Probably cannot understand it. So all of the explanation of mother's love to her only child will be just a conjecture. That means an assumption. And it can be wrong. So other scriptures, like the commentaries, they took this concept and they try to explain it in such a way that monks can understand it, even those who do not have a child. So that seems to be actually a different point. In my practice, it seems to be a different thing. So sometimes when we want to help someone, when we feel like that person really, that we are able to help that person, and now we are going to help that person, and now we are helping the person, and maybe actually we have already helped that person, and it really helped very much, and it made the person happy, then sometimes we may feel a kind of feeling as if we cherish that person, as if we are ready to do whatever that person needs. So it is connected with a kind of, we could say, metaphysical feeling of warmth, of love, of appreciation, of happiness, all of that together at the same time. We do not have this kind of experience or explanation, at least, in the case when we just wish another person to be in peace. Because that's a totally different thing. That's a limitation for peace. And there's a limitation for radiating. So the experience of the love itself is just not there. And it's not even described. We have four objects for radiating peace, according to the commentaries. And they are freedom from enemies, freedom from physical suffering, freedom from mental suffering, and peace. What exactly is peace? I have not found in the scriptures. I have not found any description what exactly is peace. How should it feel? But if we take it from English etymology, peace simply is the cessation of war. That's the totally original meaning of the word peace. And in today's term, peace is the cessation, it's the absence of restlessness. In Buddhism, it is also that way. Peace is always achieved through cessation, through getting free from something. Peace is never something that you add up. Peace is always something that you achieve through removing. The more you remove, the more peace you get. That's always like that in Buddhism. Be it in the case of generosity, morality, meditation, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth jhana, or the first, seventh, third, fourth level of enlightenment. In all of those cases, you are abandoning something. So to achieve peace is not to gain some kind of experience or to add something to your experience. It is about abandoning something from your experience, liberating yourself from some experience. That is peace. So all of the levels of deep levels of concentration, all of the levels of enlightenment are characterized by abandoning something, never by taking up something. In fact, taking up something is always the way to restlessness, to suffering, to troubles. So even though it seems that as you meditate, you are supposed to attain jhana, to get something, in fact, you actually abandon something. You abandon, most importantly, 5 things. What are they? They are lust, hatred, laziness, restlessness, and doubt. So when you abandon these 5 things, then you can achieve first jhana, and that is peace. Likewise, you always abandon something all the way until the 8th jhana. And in the 8th jhana, if you can also abandon your neither perception nor non-perception, then you can achieve the attainment of cessation. But that will not be possible if you have not achieved the 3rd level of enlightenment before that. 3rd or 4th. Okay. So this is peace, and that is what we wish others to have. If we have it ourselves, even better. I personally believe that it is necessary to first have ourselves peace and then wish it to others. It's like if you want to give someone food, you first need to have it so that you can give it. If you want to give someone money, you first need to have them so that you can give them. In the same way, if I want to give peace to someone, I must have it. But there is one good thing about peace, and that is that it is relative. Everyone in this world has peace. Why? Because peace is relative. There is probably no ultimate suffering. There will probably be always a kind of suffering that's worse than this suffering. Even the Devadatta, who's supposed to be in the hell and have blazing, maybe even molten iron running through his ears and eyes and his body and so on, even still, there is a lower hell. Even in the Avicii hell, which is the lowest hell there are times that the people somehow can rest, but this is a complicated thing. So there is always a possibility to suffer more. So if we compare our present experience with something worse, then that means in that respect we have peace. Now, if you compare your present experience with the Brahma world, then you are totally restless. You're just suffering. If you compare your present experience now as you're sitting and listening, and probably you have drunk enough water, you have probably ate enough things, you have roof above your head, nobody's pointing gun at you, nobody's beating your head with an iron stick. Well, there are many people who are experiencing that today. So you are not, and that's your peace. And this particular experience that you have now is restless from the point of view of the higher gods, who experience much, much subtler peace than what you are experiencing now. So in a way, we in this world, no one has peace, but at the same time, everyone has peace. The ultimate peace is the peace of Nibbana, the peace of cessation. But that peace is void of experience. So it's very hard to explain what kind of peace is that. No one in this world has an ultimate peace. There is always something more peace there for everyone in this world. Because the more peace, the ultimate peace is out of this world. It is beyond this world. That's why we call it Lokuttara. Loka Uttara. Uttara means beyond. Loka is the world. Lokuttara, beyond the world. So the only peace that's really ultimate, and there is no higher than that, is Lokuttara, the beyond, the peace beyond. Nibbanan paramang sukham. Nibbana is the ultimate peace. So when we radiate loving kindness, we can wish other beings to enjoy the peace that we have, because whatever situation we experience, we are relatively in peace. Even those who are now, today, beaten by iron stick over their head, they still are relatively in peace. Because less peace would be if they were boiled in boiling water. Less peace would be if they were boiled in a pot with boiling water in the hell. Less peace would be if they were boiled in boiling water in the hell without any hope that this boiling will be stopped for any moment. So there is always a kind of if there's always a less peace situation with which we can compare our present peace. So this is a good news. So you always have some peace that you can share with others. When we radiate loving kindness, we share at least as much peace as we have now. We do not share that peace that we have now. That would be pretty bad. Imagine you would be sharing your peace with the Brahmas. That would be pretty evil because they don't want your peace. But you can share at least the peace that you have with all. So then they achieve at least the peace you have or better, as much as they deserve based on their karma, based on their environment. So we can always share peace, and we always start with the peace that we have. So we first realize we are in peace. There is no exception, no excuse. And then we share it with others. When you share your peace with others, you can think like you are higher and they're a little bit lower because they still do not have that peace. You share your peace with others, and that means in your mind, you elevate them to the level of your peace. And then, because you elevated them to the level of your peace, that automatically elevates you up, because you do not just enjoy your peace, you have shared it, so that sharing itself elevates you up. So you are higher than them. Then what you can do, you can share with them the elevated peace. So that brings them up again. But that means that your peace is also higher. So again, you come higher. And like this, as you meditate on loving kindness, your peace and your loving kindness should be deeper and stronger, because you, regardless how much you share peace with others, your peace can be deeper and deeper. Loving kindness has a maximum third level of jhana. In the third level of jhana, where you keep only that peace and you keep there just the peace and your one-pointedness, so you just enjoy peace and you have just that one object of peace, you cannot go further to the fourth jhana, because in fourth jhana, although there is peace, it is no more the kind of loving kindness, because you need to abandon the coarseness of peace so that you move on to the peaceful fourth jhana. In the fourth jhana, you do not care about peace, because there you are satisfied. So it's no more peace, it is satisfaction, it's something else. It's much more, it's much subtler than peace, because with the peace, there comes this desire that others also have peace. In the fourth jhana, you are you are free from this desire, because you just accept things as they are. So that's why we call it upekkha. So peace has maximum the third level of jhana, but even to achieve the third level of jhana is very difficult, and many people have to practice for that years and years. Okay, now finally, for loving kindness, I will finish by counting up for you the 11 benefits of loving kindness. Loving kindness is very powerful meditation practice, which, unlike the other meditation practices, has added benefits. Loving kindness has 11 benefits, and the most important benefit for someone who wants to become enlightened in loving kindness practice is that loving kindness makes it easier for you to achieve concentration. No other meditation subject, no other meditation object has this benefit. Only loving kindness, and commentaries add that also compassion and altruistic joy, that is karuna, mudita, also have that ability. But the Buddha never said that. So how do the scriptures know that? What is the Buddha who wrote the commentaries? I'm not aware of this. So the commentaries say it, but I'm not sure if that's true. The Buddha spoke about loving kindness only, and he said that loving kindness has meditation on loving kindness if it is very intensive. If it is very intensive and it becomes part of you, you become loving kindness, loving kindness becomes you when you are entirely immersed in loving kindness. At that point, you can achieve these 11 special benefits. And one of them is that this practice will support you in any other meditation practice. So I always like to say, anyone who meditates with me is not supposed to always meditate with me. I prepare my students to meditate with anyone else successfully. So it's not about one teacher having one student and ending up there, but if it is true Dhamma, then it should just help you to advance on the path and not help you to advance on the teacher's path. Okay, so a true Dhamma will help you to advance on the path itself, regardless who is your teacher. Non-true Dhamma, or we could say biased, limited Dhamma, will help you to improve only in that one direction of the teacher, and you would not be able to use it anywhere else. I have noticed that many students who come to learn from me, they are dependent on their object. They are attached to their object. So they previously meditate on breath, and when they're supposed to meditate on muscles or on loving kindness, it's very hard for them because their mind is always returning to the breath. I don't think that was the aim of the Buddha, to get people attached to their breath. Breath is also impermanent, and thereby it is unsatisfactory, and thereby it is not self. Why would we need to be attached to breath? If I want to meditate on loving kindness, then I will meditate on loving kindness and never on breath. If I want to meditate on muscles, I will meditate on muscles and never on breath or anything else or loving kindness. Whatever I want must happen. If I have no control over my mind, how can I then avoid killing, stealing, adultery, telling lies, or drinking alcohol? I need to have control over my mind. How can I avoid greed, hatred, ignorance if I don't have control over my mind? So if you ever notice that your mind gets stuck in the breath while you meditate on something else, then you know that something is seriously wrong. Whatever meditation object I want to take up, I take it up, and no other object disturbs me in that. Never. I never understood it. It's something I don't understand. That's why I'm a little bit restless about it now. So I cannot understand how someone's mind can get stuck at at the nose or somewhere. I don't understand that. Doesn't make any sense to me. So I wish that all of you also do not understand it. It is very liberating when you realize that whatever you want, you can just do it. So loving kindness has this power. When you radiate loving kindness, when you practice loving kindness, you can then concentrate easily on any meditation object. You can then practice any method at all and successfully. So first benefit of loving kindness is usually coupled, not usually, in the Buddha's teachings, it is given together with two more. So that's falling asleep happily, waking up happily, and not dreaming bad dreams. So freedom from nightmares. These are three things that I think were not such a big problem in the Buddha's time, although I don't know. I don't read much about nightmares in the scriptures, but today it is definitely very helpful. Many people have problems with sleeping. So loving kindness can resolve that. And the Buddha teaches these benefits as a reason why you should radiate loving, why you should meditate on loving kindness. So it's not like something, oh, maybe that's not exactly the reason why I should do that. No, 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 it is the reason. All right, then deities protect the person who radiates loving kindness very intensively. Humans appreciate that person. Non-human beings appreciate that person who radiates loving kindness intensively. Non-human beings, who is that? Probably animals, but also very probably any other beings that are not humans and that are not gods. So I would suppose that ghosts and other spirits would not disturb this person. Then we have the three benefits of resistance. So the person who radiates loving kindness is resistant from any harm caused by fire, sword or weapon, and poison. So it is not possible to kill the person by any weapon or by any means. Be careful, this is valid only during the time when the person radiates loving kindness, not outside that time. Then another benefit is clear face. What does that exactly mean? Clear face is a little bit confusing to me, but probably clear face means simply calm face. Then easily concentrate, and this is what I've already explained, easily concentrate on any object, easily follows any meditation method. So it's a specific benefit of loving kindness given by the Buddha. Then the person, when they are going to die, when they die peacefully. So it's very important for us to die peacefully. If you die restless, even though you've been doing your good deeds throughout your life, still that restlessness itself can actually take you to the worlds of suffering, be it the world of ghosts, animals, or hell. So it's very important, this moment, in a moment of death, it's very important to keep our mind calm. Probably if you've done a lot of good deeds, by the habit of having the so-called wholesome mind, you will have wholesome mind at the moment of your death anyway. But loving kindness makes it sure that you will have your mind peaceful at the moment of death and therefore avoid birth in the worlds of suffering. And finally, after death, for the person who radiated loving kindness to a deep level intensively, which of course means that the person achieved jhanas, preferably the third, the highest level for loving kindness, the person will be born in the Brahma world. So what are Brahma worlds? We have 31 worlds. 4 worlds are the worlds of suffering, that's hell, animal realm, ghosts, and another kind of ghosts. Then we have humans. Above humans, we have 6 worlds of gods where they enjoy sensual pleasures. So they enjoy sensual pleasures in their eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And they also have wives, and they also have sexual intercourse. If anyone told you something else, it is wrong. I can provide reference. And then above that, there are 20 worlds of Brahmas. Brahmas do not enjoy sensual pleasures in their eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, but they enjoy in their mind. They meditate. They became Brahmas because they achieved deep level of concentration probably in the human world, but also gods in those 6 realms can achieve jhanas and be born in the Brahma realm. So when someone achieves jhana, they can be born in Brahma realm after they die. They will be born. There's no way out of that. If you kill your mother or father, you will be born in hell. There is no way out of that. If you achieve jhana, you will be born in the Brahma world. There is no way out of that. The only thing you could do is that you somehow forget your jhana, like you would dedicate yourself to sensual pleasures. Then Brahmas enjoy their meditation pleasures, and as they enjoy their meditation pleasures, they are also perfected in 4 abilities, and they are loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, and equanimity. So some people may like to compare Brahma with the Christian God, Muslim God, Jewish God, but be careful about that. Christian God, Muslim God, Jewish God kill human beings. They kill living beings. Brahmas never kill. They cannot. It's just not possible. All right. There's no way how a Brahma could kill. It's like there's no way how your phone could cook a soup for you. There's no way for that to happen. In that same way, a Brahma cannot kill. It's nonsense. It's it's totally ridiculous. So Brahmas, they are perfected in loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, which means you are happy that another person is happy, and equanimity. So these are the 11 benefits of loving kindness, and this is my Dhamma talk on loving kindness. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana.